This video is going to make you squirm, but you need to hear it. This is the honest truth of why women need negative emotions to feel attracted to you, to feel drawn to you. How you see attraction is completely different to how women see it. Men and women couldn't be more different. Do not fall for the equality psyop. I'm assuming you already don't because you watch my channel. But how we feel attraction, how attraction is generated in men is the complete opposite in how attraction is generated in women. I'll give you a very easy example. I feel like I'm a pretty standard masculine guy. When a woman submits to me and is thoughtful and nice and considerate and is on the program, does what I say, respectful, views me as a king, puts me on the pedestal, I am more attracted to her. I think that's great behavior. That drives attraction in me to retain her. Because that is what a man loves to feel. If you did that same exact behavior to a woman, do you think she would be attracted in you? Of course not. She would run for the fucking hills. Be like, this guy's a loser, he's a bum, he's a nice guy, he's boring, blah, 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 blah. Attraction is at zero. So you have to understand and see this with clear eyes. How you see attraction is the opposite of how women see it. Men want positive emotions to feel attraction. And the problem is, when you get those positive emotions from a woman, you want to reciprocate them. You want to naturally return the favor. It's the rational, logical thing to do. But guess what happens every single time you return the favor? They're disgusted. He's a loser, he's nice, they pull back, they realize they have way too much power. You put them on the pedestal, reciprocated, yes, but you still did it, and so their attraction plummets. And so what you'll come to realize about the dark psychology of women and dating and attraction and seduction is they need negative emotions. A woman's attraction is created in the form of negative emotions. Some of those emotions are jealousy, envy, worry, doubt, protectiveness. All of these things are negative emotions women need to feel to be drawn to you. If you never create negative emotions in women, they'll never be into you. And it's about doing them the right way. And so this goes against everything you know about human behavior. How could you treat someone poorly and have them like you more? Logically, as a man, it makes no sense because we're logical thinkers. This is why most men struggle with women in dating, because it doesn't make any damn sense, but it is the truth. If you only give them positive emotions through your effort and your validation, and your transparency and your kindness, they'll never like and respect you. When you dominate them, when you treat them as inferior, when you treat them as, I want you to worry about me, I'm not going to respond on purpose, so your little weasel mind runs and runs and runs, concerned and worried about what the hell I'm doing, and that is what creates attraction. Every single time. The women that will chase you are the women that feel the negative emotions. And so obviously there's some nuance. Obviously there's some context. There needs to be some positivity, of course. But the underlying point of this video and what you need to ingrain in your mind is when you feel a positive inclination to do something nice or thoughtful or sweet or reciprocate the niceness they are giving you, you never give it back, ever. You drive home the fact that they are here, you are here. You are the man, you are on the pedestal, you dominate them. You make them, by intent, feel negative emotions because that is what's best for both of you. This is what you need to drive home. I'm not telling you to be manipulative or narcissistic. When you do this the right way, it's better for both of you because they need this dynamic. They need the dynamic of a guy putting them in place. They need the dynamic of a man telling her to shut the fuck up. That is all they want. When they don't have that, when they have too much power, they act out, they nuke the relationship, they nuke the dynamic. I don't care how many boxes you may check or how much money you may have or how physically attracted she may be to you. They will nuke it all if this is what happens. They will destroy it. They are destroyers when they have any power to destroy. They will abuse the living shit out of it. And so neither of you want that, right? She doesn't want it. You don't want it. Because trust me, she may not want it, but she can't control her female inclinations, her female tendencies. They're out of her reach, okay? They're out of her hands. She just does these things because she is a woman. And so this is the most natural and healthy dynamic for both of you. This is not just serving your selfish interests as a man. That's the wrong way to look at it. You are quite literally doing yourself and her a favor when you put her in line, when you put her in check, when you have her worry, when you make her envious, when you make her jealous. These negative emotions are where she needs to be. Any woman or any human being that tells you otherwise doesn't know women, and they're oblivious to reality. And again, you sprinkle in some niceness, but this needs to be a core part of how she feels around you. It needs to be a pillar, an anchor. If so long as you are putting her on this pedestal, treating her nice, giving her all these positive emotions, she will abuse the power. They're not built for it. They want to be inferior. They want you to be superior. They want to be down here, and they want this sort of dynamic with a man. And so you need to do things that feel unorthodox. You need to treat them in ways that feel unnatural to you. Because, again, you are polar opposites. You and her see behavior entirely differently. You and her internalize things and effort and words and validation entirely differently. And so you as a man have to have the perspective and the fortitude to say, I'm not going to give in to my emotional desires and reciprocate. I'm going to hold firm on the frame and realize this is what's best for both of us. And yes, they're going to whine and kick and scream and say, well, you don't do this for me, or you don't give me enough attention, or blah, blah, blah. You pat them on the head in the moment. You make them feel a little bit comforted, and you don't change. You never change. You never address the problem. Because women have subconscious needs and conscious emotional lulu la la fugazi. Okay, what I mean by that is, on a subconscious level, they have biological things that will never change. Like being told to shut the fuck up, they love that. Like being dominated, like being in the dark, all these things, right? All these things on a subconscious level will always reign supreme over the conscious emotional needs, which are in the moment wanting more attention, which are in the moment being mad because you don't text her all the time, or because you don't say you miss her all the time and she does, right? These are emotional little needs that come up. Flare-ups, I call them. But on a subconscious level, this is what reigns supreme. This is what trumps all. And so your behavior needs to be aligned with what a woman's subconscious needs are, not the emotional bullshit fugazi, which a lot of men fall victim to and appease and then wonder why she left. She told me to text her more, so I texted her more, and then when I did, she wasn't interested. No shit. You're catering to the emotional volatility of a woman, which is baseless and retarded, and not the subconscious actual needs and desires that are necessary and that will never change. You have to understand this. And so in these moments of shit tests, right? Because as you're pulling back your attention, as you're ghosting, as you're not complimenting or validating, and all of these things to make them feel negative emotions that we know creates attraction, in the chase, they're going to shit test you. They're going to challenge you. They're going to say, why not? And why this and why that? Again, you don't meet it head on because it's not based on what they actually need. You pat them on the head, you make them feel a little comforted in the moment, and you nip it in the butt, and you tell them to shut the fuck up. That's exactly what you do. And if you get uncomfortable with the fact of me or you telling a woman to shut up, you need to get used to it. I just had a client call with one of my savages, okay? He was telling me that his friends, girlfriends, tell him to tell his friends, the guys, to tell the girl to shut the fuck up because they see him with his woman. That is the game. And just because women are not vocalizing these things to you, because they never really want to say these things, right? They never want to say dominate me. They never want to do that. They just want you to dominate her. But this is what's going on in her mind. Every time she acts out on purpose and you don't correct her, you don't put her in line, you don't tell her to shut up, you don't nip these things in the butt as bullshit, as a man, you don't have law and order, the respect corrodes slowly but surely. And she may put on a happy face because women don't really get mad at men for not being assertive and masculine. They'll get mad at you for other bullshit, but they'll never really vocalize like put me in line. They'll never really vocalize don't be more of a dick to me because they're kind of ashamed of this part of themselves, to be completely honest. They're kind of like, they don't want these things to be true, but they just are true. And so women will never tell you where you're fucking up with this. So you have to just listen to the real game. And you have to know if I'm not applying law and order and putting them in line, the attraction will vanish. It will be destroyed. Because again, they see things differently. They view all the niceness, all the validation, all the effort as weakness. You have to catch yourself and have this awareness. Because so long as you follow suit and, oh, she told me she wanted this and I'm being the nice guy, she'll never respect you. She'll never be in love with you. She'll never be addicted to you, which is what you need to maintain. When you don't have frame, when you don't have the leverage, it's over. She may still be near you and talk to you, but it is over emotionally. And when it's over emotionally, it's over for good. This video is the uncomfortable, harsh reality that we live in. This is women. They're never going to change. If you want me to help you master this uncomfortable, unorthodox situation of women in dating, I'll work with you one-on-one if you apply and you're a good fit. So apply below for my program. You get hourly calls every week. You get direct access to me in all my courses. And if you want to start smaller, I have a starter course below as well to help you out with all of these things. I'll see you in the next video.